Hey there, it's your brother from another mother, Evil Aniki, and today I'm back with another Anime Expo 2025 guide. Today's video is all about how to survive Anime Expo. I did a video for first time Anime Expo goers that's more about like panels and like, how to get to the con, where's the con, and all that jazz. This is all about surviving the con. So if you want to see more info, make sure you go check out that video. But today's video is all about like how to survive because it's a big difference to just go and then also being able to survive because I tell you I've been to over 100 conventions and it never gets any easier, guys. You have to be prepared. Okay, so rule number one with Anime Expo, and I'm going to recommend this very strongly: sunscreen. You need to have sunscreen. I've got a lot of tattoos, and sunscreen goes with tattoos very naturally. It makes makes sure your color doesn't fade. But I also like, even before I got tattoos, I would burn up all the time. My neck, my nose, my face, my arms. Make sure you wear that sunscreen. It's gonna save you so much like pain by day 4. Trust me, if you're going, a lot of Anime Expo is outside, so all of AX Crossing is outside, all of the cosplay meetups are outside, and almost all the panel lines are outside as well. So you're gonna be spending a lot of time at Anime Expo outside, especially, if you're gonna go get lunch at one of the nearby restaurants, or if you're going to AX Crossing, again, you're gonna be outside. So just make sure you get that sunscreen. Number two, best thing, for to survive, bring a water bottle, okay? I used to drink a lot of soda at conventions. I still do, but I try to drink as much water as possible at Anime Expo just because I'm going to be there from like very early in the morning to very late at night. And if I'm drinking soda all day, I'm going to be sweating through shirts. So bring a water bottle. You can refill the water bottle at the convention center. A lot of the water fountains also double as a water bottle refilling station. There is one main water bottle refilling station that is between the West Hall and the South Hall, or the Entertainment Hall and the Expo Hall, however you want to call it. But it's going to be in the hallway and it'll be on the wall. And trust me, it's going to save your life. Just bring yourself a water bottle. Uh, but if you do get exhausted and you do find yourself breaking down from all of the walking, all of the heat, let me just tell you, there's a lot of good places to go and rest. So number one best place to rest during the day is the 21 Plus Lounge. So it's a good place just to go chill and relax. It's going to be pretty empty during the day. They usually have a lot of parties in there at night. There's like sort of like an outdoor area to it, and then no, I shouldn't say outdoor. It's all indoors, but there's like an open air area, and then there's like the actual room where the music is. And so you can go in there, get a nice drink, and then sit down and maybe listen to some music. Usually they got like some EDM type stuff going in there. Maybe they have a few shows. But usually it's pretty chill. A lot of the times I've gone in there during the day, it's just a lot of parents, just hanging out, just, because their children are running around for Artist Alley or wherever they're at. But I highly recommend that. If you're looking for, there's some other places that I wouldn't recommend so much. So the beer garden, I've been to the beer garden a few times. It's outdoors. It's going to be hot. It's going to be loud. There's going to be a lot of people. I think in all the years I've gone to Anime Expo that they've had the beer garden outside where it is, I think I've maybe sat there for like I'm going to say 10 to 30 minutes once. It's not a great place. It's hard to get a drink in there. There's a lot of people there. It also reaches capacity later in the afternoon. So if you go there later, it's just going to be full and you're not going to get in. So you're just going to be like, well, what am I going to do? I don't know if the Eggs Crossing will reduce that at all. I don't really think it's going to have that much of an effect. I think a lot of the people at Eggs Crossing are going to be a lot of Idol fans. So there is an outdoor stage. There was last year. I'm assuming it's coming back, and I'm assuming it's just going to be really packed there. Also, speaking of AX Crossing, last year they had some porta potties out there. I'm assuming those will come back. And then also all of the food vendors, just be warned that the food vendors will close down. The area will be open. Like a lot of the air, like there's a lot of late night cons that go on to like midnight or even 1, because a lot of the parties go on super late. But the food vendors, they're gonna be piecing out by like 10 or 11. So if you're gonna try and go out and find some like late night snacks and late night munchies, chances are there's only gonna be like one or two places left, and they're not gonna have much. Uh, but if that all that isn't, enough, I would also recommend just go into a panel room and chill and watch a few panels. That's the best way to experience Anime Expo if you're tired. I used to go to the main events hall and just sit in there and watch, panels, and it's really chill. But now they moved the main events to the Peacock Theater, so I don't know what the main events hall is going to be called. I'm sure they'll release a map soon. I think there's usually a map on the booklet that they mail out with you yet. I haven't gotten my badge in the mail yet, so I haven't seen it yet. But another great hall is the Petrie Hall. The Petrie Hall line is outdoors, and if you're going for a busy panel, you're going to be waiting outdoors for a while. I highly recommend if you're going to any panel, make sure you go a little bit early. Sometimes 30 minutes is enough. Sometimes you want to get there an hour, especially if it's like a bigger panel, like the Panty and Stocking one this year is going to be probably a really big panel, or the Alien stage probably could be a really big panel. You want to make sure, maybe even just get there to the panel before and just wait in that room to, make sure you get a good seat. Because if you go to the panel before, people are going to leave after that panel is over, and then you can move up and get a better seat. So it's a win-win scenario for you if you go to that earlier panel. Uh, this also helps you get a better spot if you're interested in doing like a Q&A with one of the panels. Let's say they're doing a Q&A, they usually have a microphone. You want to get a seat next to that microphone as close as possible. Usually when they have Q&As, sometimes they'll give freebies out if they do like trivia or things like that. The way forward, I believe it's called. They're like a game developer. They gave out a bunch of stuff for trivia answering, and their panel was pretty empty, but it was also very late at night. Make sure you check all of the panels. Um, they do schedule a lot of the big panels at the same time, so people can't just spam all of the best panels. So people really have to pick and choose what they're going to go to. Uh, which brings me to crowds. There's going to be a lot of crowds. Day one in the morning, you're going to see some big, big crowds. Trust me. Especially to get in, there's going to be a big line to get in, and then there's always going to be a crowd in the main outside the exhibit hall, because the crowd for the exhibit hall is also the crowd for the artist alley and the Kentia hall, which is down below, because they don't let them in until the same exact time. And so you're just going to see a big amount of people in there. So it's going to be rough. If you're trying to get into the entertainment hall always has a big crowd, but that's because a lot of the stuff in the entertainment hall also gives out a lot of freebies. For instance, the Hulu booth last year, they gave out free boba on 3 of the days, and they were giving out free pins and free a whole bunch of random free stuff at their booth throughout the event. But there's also a lot of other booths in there that do giveaways and raffles and stamp rallies, and same thing with the exhibit hall. But I'll get to that in a second. But this is gonna get really you're gonna get worn down from all this traveling around. I highly recommend you wear a breathable shirt. I've had to learn the hard way about synthetic and natural fibers. I highly recommend getting something that's 100% cotton. It's gonna breathe better. If you do sweat a lot, I'd recommend bringing a bag with an extra shirt just so you can change out of it. That's I used to do that for some of the hotter conventions. I don't think it's going to be so hot this year. The forecast at the moment does say it's going to be in the low 80s, but we're still almost a month away, and that could change, very quickly. Uh, Most anime expos, I feel like they're in the 90s, so or high 80s, so that's usually the normal range. But we'll see. We'll see once we get there. Uh, and again, with these crowds, so if you're looking to avoid crowds in the convention, the exhibit hall is going to be pretty packed for most of the days. If you get in there early, it's going to be not so bad, and if you go towards the end of the day, it's probably not going to be so bad either. What I recommend though is going on day 4 just for the exhibit hall. That's what I do. Is on day 4 I go straight to the exhibit hall and I just go see, rush through it and get all the freebies. And then if you're trying to go to Artist Alley, almost 90% of the con, Artist Alley is going to be packed. So make sure if you really want something from Artist Alley, go day 1 and just run straight to Artist Alley, because that's the smallest the line's going to be at any point in the con. And you can do that for all 4 days, but as days go on, Artist Alley is going to start selling out of everything. Um, the entertainment hall, a lot of their freebies will be gone by day 4 as well. So make sure you just try and get as many freebies as you can as well from all of their booths. Uh, let's see. There is a manga lounge. The manga lounge does have a capacity, and I have seen lines for it before. So don't really rely on it too much. I think there's a quiet room as well. I've never been in the quiet. I think there's a quiet room. It might just be the manga lounge. I'm not too sure. But it would be right next to the manga lounge, I'm assuming. Um, there are a lot of bathrooms. My favorite bathrooms, if you're looking to find a bathroom that's out of the way, if you go down, man, there's like sort of in the exhibit hall area. There's like some bathrooms hidden off on the sides of the building that are kind of coordinated off, and you can get to them, and they're not immediately accessible. A lot of the bathrooms are going to be nasty and filthy. That's just convention hall bathrooms in general. What I like to do for the bathrooms is when I go out to eat for lunch, I'll go to somewhere near the Peacock Theater. I wouldn't recommend Tom's because it's going to be crazy packed. But some of the other places around, like a lot of the crazy place, there's a lot of it's really packed over there. But use the bathroom when you're there because it's going to be a lot nicer than the convention. Just trust me. Even if you have to wait in line at the restaurant, it's going to be better than the convention. Um, Now, for the convention itself, if you're looking to go from building to building, from the exhibit hall to the entertainment hall or vice versa, the first floor that's indoors to travel, they're going to have a divider down the whole hallway, and one side's going to go one direction, the other side's going to go the other direction, right? But it's still going to be filled with people. It's going to be way more filled than you'd even imagine. You can go to the second floor, and that's what I like to do. Because if you go in the first floor, you're going to have to walk at the speed of the crowd. But if you go to the second floor, you can take a little bit of an easy breather as you walk from hall to hall. Um, and that's the biggest shortcut. Also, remember that the AX crossing exists. You can exit out through the side hall doors sometimes, especially during later at the night. Especially if you're just trying to get outside, that's the fastest way. There's a lot of side doors that you can utilize. Uh, Now, some of the other things I would highly recommend for people who are going to Anime Expo and who are trying to survive, because this is all about surviving. I would recommend. I dress light. I've already talked about wearing natural fibers and sticking to cotton, but I also wear basketball shorts. I'm a big guy, so I wear like basketball shorts or some type of shorts in general, just so I can have something breathable. And I'm not dying. If I would wear pants, it might not be this bad. Normally Anime Expo's in the 90s and it's like I am melting and I need to like make sure I have that breathability. You're going to be walking a lot. You're going to be walking and this so just before I go on to the next topic, make sure you're wearing something that's comfortable. If you're traveling with someone, just make and you're like you're following kids around, or you're there to meet people or do whatever. Make sure you're wearing something comfortable and you're gonna enjoy being in. Because if you're going at the opening of the con, which is probably gonna be like 9 or 10 a.m., and then you're going, I used to get to Anime Expo at 7 a.m. to get in line. Lines are changed now; it's a little bit different, but uh, I'll stay till way late at the convention now too. So the 18 plus panels will go until like midnight or 1 a.m. I don't know how late they go, but also people will go party afterwards. If you're a party animal, you'll probably want to go change at your hotel or change at your place or whatever. Or if you've parked nearby, having a car filled with extra clothes is a really good option as well. I've seen people recommend coolers and stuff like as well. I'm not so worried about that kind of stuff. I will say, again, just the water bottles. Uh, Now, what do I think is something also that is very important for survival at a convention? Uh, hmm. I would have to recommend that when you're at a convention, try and stick to one hall for the like if you can for the day. If you're going to the exhibit hall, try and stick in that building for the day. Go to the exhibit hall, the artist alley, and just try and stick on that side. Because I've done this before. I've made this mistake before, where it's like I'm going to the exhibit hall, and then a friend's like, "Oh, I'm in the entertainment hall," and then I run to the entertainment hall, and I'm there for like 2 hours, and they're like, "Oh, but we want to go to the exhibit hall now," and then it's like now I'm walking back over, and then it's like, "Oh, now I need to go back over to the entertainment hall," and it's just a back and forth game. Do not let your friends drag you from hall to hall, and just make sure you have your own agenda of where you're going. Also, the biggest thing, I said this in my last video for Anime Expo guide for beginners. Make sure you have the app. The app is going to be your go-to guide for anything Anime Expo. I highly recommend it. There's a lot of other things I could say about surviving. Food's going to be a big thing. Make sure you find a nice restaurant to go to. A lot of the places require book in advance, so maybe call and try and book in advance, and maybe by the time you get there, it'll be open. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough if you're going to be at this convention for 10 to 12 hours a day. Who knows how long you're going to be there? It's gonna take a toll on your body, and yeah, just be prepared. A lot of the lines are outside. A lot of people will bring foldable chairs. I had one. I kind of broke it at ALA. Uh, they're nice if you're smaller. The little foldable chairs are great if you're a smaller person. I'm in the 200 plus club pound range, so they don't really work that great for me. Um, they're also they're made of plastic, so they're fragile. Maybe get a metal one or something, and it'll be better. Uh, but the lines go pretty fast, and I always try to go to the panel beforehand so I can get into the panel that I'm really trying to go to. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else specifically on how to survive. Um, I think that's about it. I would say, Anime Expo is all about luck and being in the right place at the right time. So make sure you are, where you want to be. Because if you're not where you want to be, like lines will you'll be going through a hall and like one day there'll be a line for a booth out the door, and then like an hour later there's no line, and it's just like, why is there no line? And you can just walk right up. So make sure you get what you want to do. Also for the Crunchyroll booth, this is the one last piece of advice I'm going to give you. If you're looking to get the Crunchyroll bag, the Crunchyroll gives out a bag every year. I guarantee you they're going to have it this year. Last year they started implementing this thing where you can only get the Crunchyroll bag at a specific time that they say. Make sure you get in the right line for it. Last year they had a line for the solo leveling experience, the Crunchyroll bag, and their store. The solo leveling experience was not worth it. The store you have to be a premium member on their website to use their store, I believe. And then the bags were only like for a couple hours every other hour. It's kind of a weird setup. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. If you want to look for more, if you're looking for more Anime Expo guide coverage, be sure to like and subscribe and ring that bell down below, and that'll help you get notified of all the videos that I'm posting. Because not only am I going to be posting a bunch of pre-convention guides for Anime Expo, I'm going to be doing all the news coverage. I'm going to be doing, all sorts of different videos. I've already posted a few already, but just stick on the channel if you're looking for more. But I'm gonna be posting a bunch of videos after Anime Expo of vlogs, of panels, of everything I can film. Anything I can film, I will film. I might also do a few recap videos from last year's Anime Expo as well. And some other cons that I haven't posted as well. So be on the lookout for that. But that's it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.